Good morning guys, and thanks for joining me for another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan on Slimming World. If you're new, my name is Leanne, nice to meet you, and if you're coming back, as always, thanks ever so much for doing so. Today is Tuesday and it is currently 20 past 1. I have literally been in back-to-back meetings since 9 a.m. and I haven't been able to have any breakfast or anything. I am so tired and hungry and fed up of talking. My voice is croaky because I've literally been talking for the last 2 hours. So all I've had is one cold brew coffee that I made at like 8:30 this morning. And I just had 50 mils of Alpro almond barista in there for half a syn. And I've just been working my way through my water. And I'm gonna go find myself some lunch because I am really hungry. Okay, so I wasn't really sure what to make because I'm just so hungry. I did have some stuff planned out today. I was going to have my bacon and mushroom pitta for breakfast, sorry. I was probably going to have some fruit and yogurt, and then I was going to make a lentil salad for lunch. However, it's just too late in the day and I just don't have enough time to like go making something. So I'm kind of having like a big meal now using, well, not big, actually. I don't really think this is a big meal. I'm having a decent meal now, but what I am doing is using a few syns in it. So I'm having a BLT pitta, essentially, but 2 pittas. But I'm using one Warburton's soft pitta for my Healthy Extra B. The other pitta is just a normal wholemeal pitta, so that's 6 syns. And then for the bacon, I'm obviously using my streaky rashers, but I'm using like 4 per pitta, so that's going to be 3 syns, so that's 9 syns in total. And then I'm going to stuff it with pea shoot and baby leaf salad that I bought last night. Definitely need to buy more leaves. And also, obviously, some tomatoes, because I've got these nice, fresh, fine tomatoes. And then I'm also going to make a little bowl with strawberries, because I've got some nice straws, and bloobs, and some Alpro plain with coconut yogurt as well, which is just half a syn for 100 grams, so that's really minimal. So I'll be using about 10 syns right now, but you know, I'll try and keep it like syn free tonight, or at least very low syn, so you know, so it evens out. I'm just so hungry, I just need something substantial right now. I've got the big pan out for the bacon. This is the bacon I use, and it's 1.5 syns for 2 rashers. Is that right? Yeah, 1.5 syns for 2 rashers. Normally I have 4 rashers in a pitta, which is 3 syns, but I'm having 2 pittas, so I'm doubling it. Okay, so here is my lunch and breakfast, I guess. Warburton's soft wholemeal pitta, Healthy Extra B, normal wholemeal pitta, 6 syns, 8 rashers of Richmond vegan bacon, 6 syns, so that's 12 syns. Then speed is tomato and pea shoots and mixed leaves. And then I've got blueberries and strawberries, even more speed, and 300 grams of Alpro plain with coconut yogurt, which is 1.5 syns. So that's 13.5 syns plus the 1 coffee I've had. So that's 14 that I'm on at the moment. So I need to, I'm definitely going to be having at least 1 more coffee today, maybe 2, who knows. But yeah, I'll keep my tea obviously as low syn as possible, because although I haven't sort of said it, I am sort of I do try and stay under 20 syns. Obviously I can have up to 25 still, and will be able to for, I imagine, a good few months yet, but you know, I just, it's better to stay, you know, a little bit lower. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to dig in. It's been a day today. So it's currently like 9 o'clock. I need some food quite urgently. So I'm deviating from what I had planned again, just because of time constraints now, but that's fine. I'll just swap a day around. It's okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna have stir fry, but like a really basic one to keep it low syn. So I've got garlic and ginger, and I've got my 2 bags of stir fry veg that I bought yesterday. So I'm going to use both of them, and also some smoked tofu. And then to flavour it, I'll use soy sauce. I don't really know what else yet. I will let you know. I decided to have the rice. So I didn't use any oil or anything for the stir fry itself. I just used, I did do a tiny bit of fry light. Again, this is my non-stick pan that's becoming non-stick. So I don't mind using a little bit of fry light occasionally in there now, but obviously I wouldn't do it if it was still perfect like my green ones are. But anyway, so yeah, I used a little bit of fry light. Obviously I had garlic and ginger, the 2 packs of stir fry veg, and then smoked tofu, and then that mango chili and lime pouch of rice, which is 2.5 syns. And I also did some soy sauce, and what else did I do? Oh no, that's it. And then I just put Slap Your Mama on top. So hopefully it's not too bland. In my head, I've decided it's bland. So we'll see. I'm sure it's absolutely fine. Hey guys, so it's the end of the day. I will just show you my food diary. So it's not very exciting because I haven't had anything else since I last spoke to you guys, except for a cup of tea. So I actually only had the 1 coffee today, and I realised that when I went out and found my stuff laid out to make my second coffee that I obviously never got around to, so there we go. Obviously lunch was my big amount of syns today. Normally that would be more dinner time, but it is what it is. And yeah, the only syns at tea time was my rice pouch. So yeah, lunch / breakfast was 13.5 in total, but then with just 2.5 and a half the rest of the day, that puts me on 16.5. So I'm fine with that. You know, obviously I've got plenty spare there that I could have made my tea a bit more exciting, but I just didn't really want to use even more syns for the sake of using them, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I'm fine with that. In other news, I've finished 2 spreads that I was working on, again using my journal for them, but these are for my Rebel badges. So one of the badges is called My Brand, and the task that I was working on is that you have to list out 10 words that you'd like others to use to describe. So 10 words I would like others to use to describe me. And I thought that was actually quite a fun task, like thinking of the words. And like I had to sort of come back to it a little bit, but eventually settled on it. And then I was like, I'm going to make it into a bit of a feature page. So I'll show you. Don't look at the other side yet because I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, basically it's 10 words I'd like others to use to describe me. So that's that spread. So I had fun decorating it using stickers, stencil, and then just like writing words in. I didn't use any stencils for the words, I just wrote them. And it took me quite a long time trying to do like different fonts and stuff, and like make it look funky, but I was quite pleased with how it turned out. I think it's quite a nice little spread, and I got my words down. There's more, like for this badge, Rebel badge called My Brand, there's more tasks that you then come back to these words and do stuff. So yeah, that'll be fun. And then this one is for the badge called World Traveller, and the task that I was completing is 10 places abroad I'd like to travel to in the next 5 years. Now, I sort of was putting off this task a little bit because I'm very stuck in the way that whilst I feel I'm progressing very well, sorry, I'm tired, very well in terms of, I'm getting out a tiny bit more than I was. Obviously I'm losing weight, I'm starting to feel a bit better about myself, you know, I'm getting a little bit more confident, stuff like that. Obviously I've got a big stress going on still at the moment, which is amped up this week, but basically yeah, the thought of going abroad is a really big thought. However, I was then like, stop overthinking it. It's places I would like to travel to. It's not saying this is a list of places that you have to travel to or that you've got to aim to travel to. It's just, where would you like to travel to? And it says the next 5 years, but I mean, basically this is like all the places that I want to go. So I went through it. So I made this spread, again, just using some stickers and put them on the page. And then obviously I wrote this and then did this. And that was a freehand box with no pencil. I wanted it to have the sketchy look about it, but also I think it looks really nice. Anyway, so yeah, I ordered a sticker sheet a while ago from Ups to Daisy that I was saving for this specific task, actually, and because one of the things it had on it is this world map, and then it also has all these like place names and stuff, and then various other little stickers on well, it's actually 2 sheets and then a washi tape as well. So yeah, that was why I did that. So then I thought that's fun, so I sort of really thought, like, I've been doing this one for a few days now, trying to like remember all the places that I see and I want to go to. I'm not quite sure I've got it totally right, but it's definitely the main ones. Israel might seem like an odd choice to like throw in there. It's not an obvious like holiday destination, but I have an online friend in Israel and she's so sweet and so lovely, and I would really love to go and visit her one day. She's extended an invitation to me a few times, and she's so, we get on so well, and I've done like online art classes with her before and stuff like that. So like, yeah, it would be really nice one day to have like this idea of going to meet up with her. And the city she lives in looks absolutely gorgeous. It's by the sea, and it's not by like any of the contentious areas. And it just looks really cool. Like she's yeah, that'd be nice to visit her. So that's the reason that one's on there. I mean, there's reasons kind of for all of them. Obviously you've got preferences, but that's the only one where it's like because there's someone I know that lives there. I've got quite a lot of online friends in the US, but not in the places I want to go. But there's a small chance that if I would ever work up to going to the US, that, you know, maybe I would try and see if I could go to a couple of the places to meet up with people, but probably not, because I don't know, that feels like such a long way. But anyway, the point is, here's my little spread about places I would like to go. And this was a really fun activity because it really reminded me of you know, the fact that like it's okay that like I'm not really going out a lot and all the rest of it, but there is still quite a lot of things I want to do. I make it sound like I'm about to die. I'm not. Hopefully, touch wood. There's no wood. My head. There we go. So I make it sound like, yeah. I make it sound like my life is over. But and I'll be honest, like it does feel like that sometimes. But this was quite a nice reminder that there is a lot of things I'd like to do with my life. And go and see. So these are all the kind of less scary places, which is where I was sort of going with that. I mean, I've been to quite a lot of places in my life anyway. The most exciting one as an adult was probably South Africa. That was for a friend's wedding, but that was wicked because I did a lot of the travelling on my own to get there. And to get back, sorry, not to get there, to get back, and it was it was a really good experience. But yeah, so like I really want to go to Alaska one day. Canada, I just left as a general rule, but I sort of pointed to Vancouver area because that's really my primary interest, along with Portland / Oregon / Washington, and then obviously moving up to Vancouver. That little Pacific Northwest area is very, very interesting to me. And I really, really want to go there one day. That's probably like my top place that I really want to go, because it's just, you know, the rain, the trees, the sea, the grey sky, the mountains, like the killer whales. Basically, that's the things that attract me to it. It's just, I have such a yearning for that area. I'd love to go to Alaska, because I really want to do like a cold weather trip, and also Iceland. I don't really like the heat. But I would love to go back to Australia one day. I have been to Australia when I was a teenager with obviously the family. We went for 4 weeks. We went to a lot of places, and it was awesome. One of the places that we went that I would really love to go back to is the Blue Mountains. Brisbane was a really cool city as well. I mean, we did loads at that time. Obviously went to Sydney and stuff, up to Surfers Paradise, like places like that, like all down that side. But I would really like to go to Melbourne and Adelaide, and just have a bit more of an open thing. There's also the Snowy Mountains. I wouldn't mind going there as well. So the Blue Mountains and the Snowy Mountains hold interest for me too. And also New Zealand. I'd really love to go to New Zealand. Killer whales are a big attraction for me there. That's where Dr. Ingrid Visser is, I believe. Killer whale expert extraordinaire. And so I know that there's some really good studied groups of killer whales here, so I'd really love to do some kind of thing incorporating that. Same with this area up here. These are the two like really studied groups of killer whales in the world that I'm aware of. That I'm sure there's loads more, but these are the two areas that I'm very aware of. I'd love to go to Japan one day. That would be a very far off one, because the thought of it is terrifying, but it does hold a lot of appeal to me. Iceland, slightly dubious about Iceland, just in terms of I don't know, I've got like positive and negative things in my head about Iceland, but it is somewhere I'd love to go for the volcanoes, potential killer whale stuff up here as well. But then of course you've also got like whaling industries up here, and of course that's a problem with Japan as well. So there's like there's kind of pros and cons to both of those places. So it would just have to be really carefully researched beforehand. So yeah, and then coming back in close to home, obviously I've talked about Israel, but then we've got Greece, Germany, Poland and Croatia. Those are the European countries that hold the most interest for me. Greece being Santorini, specifically, although I would love to go to like Athens and stuff, you know, do the touristy stuff, but Santorini in particular, I just have an absolute I would really love to see it. Croatia has some gorgeous scenery and just looks absolutely beautiful. I'd love to go to Croatia. Poland, again, gorgeous scenery. Warsaw is apparently a very good like vegan destination. Obviously biggest city in Poland, and obviously there's a lot of like sightseeing stuff in Poland. There's a lot of oldie worldy like castles and things like that there, so again absolutely gorgeous. And Germany, the two places in Germany that I'm particularly interested in are Berlin and Hamburg, which are meant to be the two best cities in Germany for vegans. Berlin is, I think, the obvious main one, which is why I actually wrote Berlin on my list. But yeah, Berlin, I'd love to go there. Is that where Mina Rome is from? You know, the YouTuber? Anyway, she Berlin's just very well renowned, and it's also, Germany is supposed to be the best country in Europe as well for vegan food and accessibility, which is interesting, even over the UK. So that's very, very interesting. But yeah, so I mean, when I look at this as well, like immediately when I started putting it on the map, because like I wrote down all the words and I was like, that's cool. When I started drawing it on the map, I was like, wow, you can almost see some like larger trips forming. And I mean, this is all a pipe dream, But you can almost see, like, you've got like a European trip here, maybe starting or ending with visiting my friend in Israel. Iceland's a separate trip. Japan's a separate trip. You could probably combine these, considering they're so far away, and make this into an extended thing. And of course these, well, particularly the Vancouver, Washington, Oregon area, that could be a trip. And then, you know, would that sort of lend itself to incorporating, since you're over in this area and it's a long flight, etc. So yeah, straight away writing all this down. The obvious one I've left off is Russia and Asia, apart from Japan. Like, I'm not massively interested in those, but you know, longer term maybe. And then South America, and I would love to go to South America. There's so many places I want to see in South America, but the heat is a major factor for me. Like, I don't think I could stand it. So certainly for any possibility of immediate trips, that would not be an option for me. I would start with closer to home. But yeah, so this was a really fun exercise, really interesting exercise, and it kind of opened my eyes a little bit. There's some more fun tasks in this World Traveller badge. In fact, if I got, oh no, I haven't got my, oh no, I do. Let's have a look. World Traveller. Oh, it is in this bit. Here it is. So these are the tasks. Oh, sorry. So the 10 places. So you've got a trip planning task, which is a really good one. That sounds exciting. Cooking 3 traditional dishes from a country. That'll be fun because I'll have to veganize them as well. This one's like go on a trip. That's the scary one. And then, yeah, basically, some other tasks, but you have to do, how many do you have to do? 6 of them. And you have to do clause 1, which is the one I've done. So, yeah, that's a fun little task. And then, what's this one again? My brand. So this one is, come on. I think the my brand task, like, it sounds odd. I don't like the wording, but this is the task and you have to do all 6. And then you have to do this exercise where you just rank yourself for these various things. But these are the 6 like tasks. So basically, once I've got the 10 words, which obviously I do, so then it's like, you know, working on them to make yourself more like them, basically, which I think that's what a valuable exercise that is. And then are you representing yourself, and then what are you known for, what would you like to be known for, what changes can you make, things like that. Like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant task. I think that's a really good, like, self-care, I don't know, but anyway, so those are the words that I chose. That, again, this isn't saying that I think I'm all these things, because I don't know that I am, but this is what I would like people to use to describe me. So I put nice, kind, generous, friendly, fun, creative, empathetic, smart, helpful, and considerate. Yeah. I meant smart, like, oh yeah, I don't know. That was a difficult one, but yeah. So there we go. That was that exercise. Anyway, okay, cool. Right, so there's my 2 things that I've been working on this evening to completely distract myself from the stress going on. So there we go. Anyway, I shall say good night. Good night.